This is my first video, so please be nice. Hey everybody, Abby Johnson here. I am the Programs Director and Organizational Genius of Matterhorn Business Development. I kicked Neil out today and I'm coming at you to talk about one of my areas of expertise that the boys don't really know as much about. So what I want to talk about today is task management for a small business owner or a solopreneur. So one of the things that I like to use for task management is a software system called Asana. And Asana and task management can sometimes focus on big teams or big projects, but I want to talk about how you can use these principles and these systems for a smaller business and for the average Joe. Now, what I'm going to talk about today can be applied to other software systems, or even if you're old school and like to write out your tasks and projects on paper. I'm just going to use Asana because that's what I have found to be the best one for me and for Matterhorn and our clients. But you can apply this in other software systems or however you want to apply it. So first of all, with Asana, everything is organized into projects, or here at Matterhorn, we call them programs. And basically, you can have a project or program for each area of your business. So for example, if you have a marketing program, you go in and you make that marketing project or a new business project. You can name it whatever you want. How to be a badass project, whatever you want. And you lay out the steps. You know, you're gonna have an end goal to that program. Like maybe the end goal is you now have Facebook ads up and running for the first time, but there's a lot of little steps that you need to finish to get those ads up and running. So what you do is you go into Asana or however you want to do it, you make your project and you just sit down and you think about each little step that you need to get that final end goal of that project. So first you might make a step like have your outside copywriter write the copy for the ad. Then maybe you have a step of have your graphic designer create a special graphic for the ad. Then you have a step of watch some YouTube videos to educate yourself more on how to run Facebook ads, whatever it may be. So you have all these steps. And then what's really great about Asana is you can assign due dates and you can also assign them to a person. So if you do have other people on your team, even if you're a small team, you can assign them that task. Like, Joe, you need to write the copy for this ad and it needs to be done by this Friday. And then Joe gets notified, oh, hey, I have this task to do and I need to do it by next Friday. So he starts thinking about it and putting it on his task list so he can figure out when to work that into everything else he has going on. So that's what I really like about Asana is the due date and assign functions. It really can help you stay organized and it holds you and your staff accountable. You could easily verbally tell someone, hey, I need you to do this. But if it's written down or in the software and they're getting email reminders that they need to do this by a certain date, it's gonna push them a little bit more to actually get it done. So you can do a bunch of crazy things with projects and you can link different projects to each other, but I'm gonna save that for another rainy day because you really don't need that right now unless you are managing complex projects and teams, which you probably aren't. Okay, so you have your Asana projects made and they're assigned and they have due dates. So now what is also great about Asana is you have your personal task list. So if you have 5 projects and you have 20 tasks throughout those projects that you personally need to do, or even for Joe, if Joe has 15 of those tasks, each user can log in and they'll have their own task list separate from the projects. So like I said, it could be 20 tasks from 5 different projects, but they're all in one spot. Then as an individual, you can go through and organize those tasks how you want and how they're gonna fit into your own workflow. What I like to do is I actually separate my tasks out and I have a high priority section, and that's where I know my attention really needs to go there and that's what needs to get done. the fastest, or maybe it has the most little steps to get that one step done and I really need to be looking at it every day. Then I have a section for in progress so that I know like I've started this task, maybe I'm waiting back for an email from someone else, or I need to wait a couple days before I can make the next move on it, but I know I've at least started it. And then I'll also have a section for completely haven't started, but maybe it's not high priority. And the great thing about the Asana task list is it also lets you kind of section things by time. Like if it isn't due for 2 weeks, it can go into its own section. If it isn't due for longer than 2 weeks, it can go into a later, even later section. So that's what I really like about using Asana rather than just pieces of paper or something like that, is it can just kind of automatically roll, and it's very easy to edit things, and you don't need like whiteout or something like that. I am a little bit old school, so I do sometimes like writing down things maybe for that day, especially because I'm on the go, meeting with clients, meeting with the guys. I'm kind of running around, and it can be nice to have it just written down there. Really, everything that I've gone over, even if you don't want to use Asana, you can use it, you can at least use this organizationally with whatever you're doing right now for task management. The last thing is, I am not sponsored by Asana. I just really like it. I love being able to get my clients set up with it and helping them figure out their projects and programs and how to get from point A to point B. And then every week I can go over with them like, okay, where are you at with this? Why isn't this moving? So it makes my job a lot easier, and that's why I like it. The last great thing about it is that they do have a free version. You can pay for it and get some extra fancy features, but everything I've talked about in this video is free with the free version of Asana. So that's all I have today. Thanks for joining me. Please comment below. Let me know what you think. This is my first video, so please be nice. And let me know if there's anything like this that you want to hear from me on. And of course, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell. That means you'll get a little notification so you won't miss any of our videos. We're doing 3 a week now. Hopefully I'll see you again.